Hey loves, I'm back again with another tutorial. So here's my client. She is currently natural. We are not certain whether she's going to grow it out or relax it or what we're going to do. So we did decide that in the meantime, we'll go ahead and do a quick weave. And it'll have a partial sew-in since we'll be using a closure. So this is her before. And this is her now with her top braided. I made a few cornrows going to the center of her head, and I believe there were only 6 of them. So I did the width of this closure, and this particular closure, believe it or not, she got it from a hair store. It was only like 10 bucks. So we thought, hey, why not? Let's give it a try, see how it is. So currently right now what I'm doing is I'm anchoring the closure down. It's a center part closure, so we didn't have free range to part it anyplace else. So I want to make certain that it's not off-centered or crooked. So I'm going to stitch one side of the closure down just about a 1/2 inch down and then move to the other side, which you see me doing here, and stitching this end. And this is to kind of keep it taut on both sides so that it doesn't shift as I continue to sew the closure down. So right now I've finished both sides and I'm going across the back, and I'm going to go right across these braids, and I'm doing like a little X stitch across each braid just to secure it. This closure, was a little bit of a challenge because it had like some type of barrier up underneath, so it didn't make it very easy to stitch through. Right now I am applying this like latex base. It's very equivalent to Morning Glory, but this one isn't Morning Glory, and I'll put what it is down in the description box. I pulled her hair in a ponytail just to kind of give me a flatter surface to pour the solution on and to keep the hair kind of taut. And I'm just going to cover all of her hair that I am going to be tracking on. This is a great barrier to protect from the glue. It also makes removing the tracks a lot more easier. Right now I am going to create a French braid, and I'm going to go from this right side all the way to her left side. And this is typically how I do all my quick weaves, especially if the hair is really short or really thick. Or better yet, if it's natural, because usually it won't lay as flat as I would need it to. I'm sure you can do this with a cornrow. I just choose to do a French braid. I think it gives me a flatter surface to work with. And I'm being sure to also tuck those straight ends from the cornrows from above into this French braid. Her back, if you can't tell, has already been shaved. I did that right before I started this entire process. That just gave me less work to do. Right now I'm just smoothing and reinforcing that, and then I'm going to wrap her with this wrap cap and sit her under the dryer, usually no more than about 10 to 12 minutes. So this is her after the wrap cap has been removed. It usually dries black, but it's white from me removing the wrap cap. It tends to stick to the cap, so make certain you're aware of that. This is the Milky Way brand of hair that I'll be using, and she has 2 packs of this. So I'm going to adhere some glue to the track and place it everywhere that I have this solution on her head. When placing your tracks, you want to make certain that when you apply your glue that you don't oversaturate it. And with this product that I have on there, it actually helps the glue to stick better. So I'm just going to smooth it with my fingers a few times just to secure it, and then I'll spray it down with this bottle of Pump It Up. Now I'm going to use my clippers here to create a guideline. I like to do this when I'm doing bobs. It just kind of helps me figure out exactly where I need to start my cut once all the hair is installed. Sometimes when you have all that hair in there, it's kind of hard to see the client's neck and really where you want it to stop and start at. And this helps you from having to like recut, because sometimes you cut the first time and it's not long enough or not short enough, and then you have to go back in and recut it, or vice versa, you end up cutting it too short. So creating that line is perfect to prevent that from happening. So I am now in the second pack of her head, and I'm going to use the remaining just to close everything up. And I am going to track her all the way to that closure, so right across the braids as well. So now that I'm done, I'm looking for that guideline that I have underneath there, and I'm going to take my clipper and cut the remaining hair. Now I'm just using the clipper just for the center. She wants to go a little bit longer on the sides, and so I'll be using my razor to do that. Now I believe the length of hair she purchased was 12 inches, both of them. So as far as the actual closure itself, we decided later that we kind of didn't like it. As I said, it had like a leather or pleather stripping underneath it, and it made it not only hard to sew down, but it also prevented it from being super flat, which is how I like my closures. Usually I order my closures, and I order the ones that you can part anywhere, and they lay really, really flat. So now I'm going in with my shears, and I'm just notch cutting because I still want to keep that razored look on the ends. This just helps me to clean it up and take a little bit of the extra length off. And then I'll also, after razoring this side, go in with my shears as well and clean up her left side and some of the back, as you can see. I must be a really gentle hairstylist because she was able to sleep through majority of the service, so that's a good thing. So right now I am just bumping it out, and then on the sides I'll put a light little twist in it just to give a soft flowy like beach wave. Very messy, kind of tussled, not really neat and in place. The flat iron that I'm using is the EAP flat iron, I believe. I love this flat iron. It is excellent, especially on pressing out natural hair. I do all my silk presses with it. And I like how well it works with the weave, because it doesn't take much for it to put a little curl in it. So this is the finished look. So I said I just lightly put some curls in the side and in the back. Just kind of messy, beachy, flowy waves. Nothing that she would have to do a lot of work with. And this is the hair a little closer up. So again, pretty nice. Overall, I probably rate this closure, honestly, maybe a 4 or a 5. I mean, it gets the job done, but I felt like it didn't have that real natural look that I like, but it served its purpose. And this is the closure a little closer up. As you can see, it had a little bit of a hump. It didn't lay quite as flat as we would have preferred to her head, but it did pretty good for a $10 closure, I must say. So I hope while watching you learned something and enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more like this and others to come, please Please don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Thanks for watching, loves. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye.